Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Remember that this video is sponsored by National Air Security and Protection Services. We are a company providing security services and also survival training here in South Florida. Visit the website at nationalair.security.com. Well, today I'm showing you part number 6 of this video series called In the Path of the Ek Commando Knives. This one will be the last one interviewing none other than Mr. Gary Ek. You will see a lot of very nice information and some other things that Gary does, plus his plans for future and some other interesting things to share with you. So let's go and watch this last interview to Mr. Gary Ek. Now we are at Gary's Ek house. He lives in a boat.
Houseboat.
So don't feel dizzy, right? If this start moving a little bit, right? So let's go. Gary, I want to go over some, we could say, harder questions. So you eventually sold the company to Berlin, right?
Robert A. Berlin, the American Historical Foundation.
So what motivated that decision, and how it has impact the Ek Knife Legacy?
Well, it was a time in my life where I'd done as much as I could with the knives, and I wanted them to get bigger. I wanted to go back to what my father left me when he died in 1976. So it was around 1980, we decided to merge with the American Historical Foundation. They would take over the Ek Commando Knife Company. We had some vague ideas. They met me I was at a trade show, I think in Tennessee when it happened. And we went to visit Richmond. We liked what they were doing. I went back to St. Augustine and I packed everything into a school bus and drove it up to Richmond, Virginia. I found a property that I could buy that was very, very perfect for the situation. It was an industrial area, had a workshop area downstairs and living upstairs. I'll show you some pictures of that when we're talking. 1701 Lee Street. And it wasn't far from the Berlin factory either. They were based about 3 blocks away, and it was easy to communicate. And in the beginning, it seemed like a great blend of someone that had written a military book, a knife book. He was a collector. He had purchased other companies. Later, he bought the Fairborn and Sykes company and the Slaters from England that made the original Bowie knives in England. So it kind of made sense, and it worked for a few years, and slowly but surely they figured out they didn't need me. They could do it on their own. So bittersweet. I went on to different things. I went into clean work. I started doing videos. It was new then. I had a motion picture background, so shooting a camera was easy. It was clean work. It wasn't dirty like making knives. And I just needed a change.
What do you think makes Ek knife still relevant today, both for collectors and for military and civilian users?
There's so many obvious answers, but let's go to the fact of their history. The fact that they were reliable and durable and strong. And my father's original motto was, made in America, by Americans, for Americans. And he always, stuck with American materials, American steel, which we thought was the best we could get. But later we found out a lot of other people made better steel. But I think the collector's value brought the name to the top of people's heads. Ek knives. It made sense. And that's how the collectors got involved. And then they gave them to their sons or other military. It was passed down through ages, and still today it's one of the finer knives ever made. And then there's cable.
And actually that's one of the reasons why I'm here. I knew about the knife, I served in the military, so yeah, definitely the military, we know about it, and we know about the history.
So that kept it alive.
What is your opinion on whether Caber can legitimately use the Ek name for designs, and why?
Well, Robert Berlin, through his series of selling to the, Blackjack in Effingham, Illinois. I think it was Mike Stewart that originally owned that. they got in a lull spot again where they weren't selling knives. And he thought, in his infinite wisdom, it was a good idea to sell the K-Bar. They showed an interest in it. K-Bar was my father's worst competitor. My father never liked the K-Bar product or the knives or the manufacturing or the quality in the first place. So the fact that he would sell to K-Bar was kind of an insult to my family. But I decided, since he thought he had rights to the Ek name, let him have at it. Turned out that K-Bar now makes a very inferior knife. The quality is very low. You can see them selling for $85, $90, maybe $120 on the market for an Ek knife made by K-Bar. Although they kept most of the product line and design, they kind of lost the human feel of it. I've approached K-Bar, I've written to them, I've tried to ask them to let me go to the shows and let's come out with this new line, but they don't want anything to do with me. And I'm good with that. When people don't want to work with you, don't work with them. You can't make it better.
Finally, what plans or ideas you have for your own? And also, is there any chance for you to get full back on track with the knife making business?
I wouldn't discount that. I've always felt it's in my blood, I should keep it alive. But, you know, the market's changed. It has to be something unique. It would have to be something I want to do. I'm 68 years old. I retired 4 or 5 times from different businesses. Right now I'm living in Key West. I'm as happy as I could be just going out and sharpening a few of my friends and kitchen knives around town. But a lot of the collectors have gotten me back on track, asking about what I could do with the Ek Legacy. How can I come back into the knife business and make another hit and make something that's useful, maybe in 50 years also collectible. So I think we're going to call it Ek Legacy Knives. They can't take my name away from me. I'm an Ek.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. It has been a great day here in the Keys with you. Thank you for all the information you shared, for your time, and I don't know what else to say. I mean, it was awesome, all the information you gave us.
Well, thank you for letting me be in your series of knife and survival episodes. And it's a pleasure to be on your show. And I'm looking forward to see what you did with what we did today.
Of course. And tell you what, I really hope for you to get back on
back into the knife making?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you're a knife designer.
Yes, I am.
Maybe we should do something together.
How about that? That would be good, right? So cheers for that.
Skål, toast, salute.
El fondo.
Diplomático.
Very good. Thanks a lot, buddy. Very good.
Thank you, my friend.
All right.
Mi amigo.
As I look back on this conversation with Gary Ek, I realized this wasn't just about knives. It was about legacy. It is a lineage of blade for warriors, a craftsmanship that has stood the test of time. Gary lived his life by the keys, doing what he loves. But no matter where he is, the spirit of Ek knives lives within him. It is in his hands, his heart, and his name. As Gary said, he is an Ek, and that's something no one can take away. But this journey isn't over. I still have more episodes coming, diving into the history, my reviews, and research on a couple of Ek Commando knife models I have. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more.